Welcome to Livonia PTSA Council video questionnaire for the candidates running for Livonia City Council. I am Mike Testa, Advocacy Chair for PTSA Council. We're coming to you from Bennett Library in Livonia. We're here to interview Patrick Brockway, who's a candidate for Livonia City Council. Here to help me do that is Drew from Franklin and Emmanuel from Stevenson. The purpose of our video questionnaire is to give an opportunity to the community to learn more about the candidates. Ultimately, Livonia PTSA Council would like to promote, encourage, and support the community to become an informed voter and, more importantly, to vote in the November general election. The format of our video questionnaire is simple. Patrick will be given up to 1 minute for an opening statement. You will then ask, so we'll go into Q&A where there will be 5 in-depth questions and 5 speed round questions. And then Patrick will be given up to 2 minutes to give a closing statement. While City Council does not have direct oversights over our school, as community leaders, City Council can work with our schools to help build a stronger community. Our questions will keep that in mind. So let's get started. Patrick, you have up to 1 minute to explain, 1, why you picked this location for the interview, and 2, why you're running, or to introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Patrick Brockway. I'm running for Livonia City Council. A little bit about me: I've lived in Livonia my entire life. I'm currently working for the Department of Veteran Affairs. I've worked for the federal government for 14 years as a public-facing employee. And I picked this location because it's the Bennett Library. It's one of the hallmarks of Livonia. You talk to anybody, one of the centers of the city, they'll talk about Bennett Library. And I think it's crucial that we maintain this building so that it continues to be that icon of the city for future generations. The reason I'm running is simply to help people. That's it. That's where it starts and where it begins. Through actions, helping others. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. I'll ask the first question before I hand it over to Drew and Emmanuel. So the first question is, in recent years, millages for LPS, Clarenceville, Schoolcraft, and Wayne Risa were successfully approved by the voters and are critical funding sources for our schools. Some of these millages will be up for renewal in the coming years. With this competition for voter approval, how do you balance the needs of our schools with other city priorities that lack funding?
Funding of our educational systems is crucial in order to make sure that we have the next generation of leaders that are coming out of these schools, the next generation of doctors, nurses, lawyers, engineers, and such. So we have to find that balance. And with recent millages kind of being a hot topic, I can understand that some people may be hesitant whenever they see a millage on the ballot. But I would just like to assure that when it comes to funding for such things as public safety and for schools, people are traditionally behind that in the city. I looked at the history of our millages, and I would say almost 9 out of 10 times the city votes for the millage. So I believe that the citizens of Livonia are still backing educational millages.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to hand it over to Drew to ask the next 2 questions.
Hello, my name is Drew Sancy. I go to Livonia Franklin High School, where I run cross country and track and play basketball. So I have 2 questions for you today. My first question being, do you have any ideas on how the city of Livonia can help promote and grow youth sports, and what would you do as a council member to support and promote these ideas?
I too did sports throughout high school, football, wrestling, track, not the running part. I was just field, just throwing stuff, except we did the Fat Man 4x4 race. That's a whole other story there. Now, sports in school, that is a crucial thing. What we need to do is make sure that we have allocated space for these activities. So you need to be able to have a place that you can run, where you can practice. And there are fields around Livonia. I know I played soccer here as a kid, but we just have to make sure that we're keeping up the sites that we currently have. And if we do have some green space that's maybe not being utilized, especially there is some open green space that's owned by Livonia Public Schools, if any of that could be used partially as an area for sporting events or practice fields, I would be for trying to find that and making that happen or have occur so that you have somewhere to actually do these activities.
Okay. For my second question, over the past decade or so, there have been several new housing developments on former LPS properties. What would you like to see happen with the remaining LPS properties that are vacant? What would you do as a council member to support them?
Okay, this is actually a very timely question. I just had some residents talk to me about a location on Merriman near, I want to say it's 7 or 8 mile, between 7 and 8 mile by St. Mary's. There's a large vacant area that is owned by Livonia Public Schools. Part of that in the past, they've had developers try to go in there. The people overwhelmingly voted that down or made it known that no, we don't want developers to come in, that back down. The people of Livonia, we have such large green spaces, and that's partially what brings some people in. They raise families here because they have that. So what I'd like to see is those areas stay as green spaces, as long as that's what the communities want, especially the ones that are directly impacted. Those people should have the loudest voice when it comes to development versus people. There's nothing wrong with development. We have to be smart about where we place it and who it impacts the most. We don't want to do something that negatively impacts the residents on their daily life, you know, as far as development goes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. We're going to take a small break from the in-depth questions and do some speed round questions. These are intended to be quick, spontaneous answers up to about 10 seconds, roughly speaking.
Ready?
So first, what is your favorite Livonia park or community space?
Rotary Park. Used to go there all the time as a kid.
What is your favorite Livonia event?
I really enjoyed the Friends of the Library book sales. I am kind of a big book nerd, so I love that kind of stuff.
What is your go-to Livonia restaurant or business?
I really like Waters Books over on Farmington and Merriman. Merriman and 5.
And what community involvement have you had for at least the last 3 years?
I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't had a lot of community involvement. I'm not going to pretend like I've been this pillar of it. I've been very busy with a shift change that happened at work. So I'd work AM shift, PM shift, and middle shift all in the same week. So it just really hasn't been in the cards.
And are you or have you ever been a member of a PTA?
I have not.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to hand it over to Emmanuel to ask the last 2 questions.
Hi, sorry. My name is Emmanuel. I'm a junior at Stevenson High School. I played tennis last year for the junior varsity team, and I'm planning on playing next year. For my first question, I just want to ask you, do you have any ideas on how the city of Livonia can help to improve pedestrian safety and traffic flow in school areas? And what would you do as a council member to support and promote these ideas?
Okay, so I don't claim to be an expert on this particular area, so it's kind of hard for me to spitball an idea. However, there are people that have been very vocal about having a pedestrian-friendly city, bike-friendly city, because we are very car-centric as far as our commuting. So with that, what I would do to find a solution is to reach out to the people that have already been vocal about this in order to come up with a solution. But I honestly, right now, we just have to make sure that we maintain those crosswalks, make sure we have adequate lighting, make sure that the timers are working. That's something that we can do immediately for the areas that are impacted, but otherwise I would actually need to go and do the research on it.
Okay, that's good. For my second question, I just want to know, what is your overall vision for the city's relationship with its public schools, and how would you as a council member advocate for this vision?
Okay, so my vision is one of cooperation. Now, when it comes to the city and the school, they do operate in very different levels and in different areas, and they have different responsibilities, and some of it don't overlap. What I want to do is, as a council member, build a relationship with the powers that be over on LPS and have a open communication, open dialogue. How can we help each other so we're not in these individual silos, but that we're giving and helping each other as needed?
All right, thank you. That will conclude question and answers. Patrick, you now have up to 2 minutes to give a closing statement.
Okay. Thank you all for allowing me to talk for a little bit here. And my name is Patrick Brockway. I'm running for Livonia City Council to make a difference in people's everyday lives. However that takes shape, it could be as simple as fixing the sidewalks. It could be increasing our services so that people don't have overhanging branches so they have to walk into the street on their daily life. These are small fixes that I'm looking to fix because that's what impacts people on a daily basis. There's very large issues that are at hand as well. We have crumbling infrastructure. We have first responders that have needs. Those are larger takes that I'm ready to do the research, and I'm ready to work with fellow council members and the city and anybody else that wants to chip in order to come up with a solution. We can't leave the city to become stagnant, otherwise we're going to get left behind. So with that, I'm asking for your support come November 4th and beyond. My name is Patrick Brockway. You can find my information either on Facebook at Patrick Brockway for Livonia City Council or brockwayforlivonia.com. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. That concludes our video questionnaire. Patrick, thank you for your time and participation in this. Thank you to Emmanuel and Drew for helping with the questions. Behind the scenes, thank you to Nick and Julian helping out. And remember to vote on or before November 4th. Thank you.